What's up you guys, and welcome back to Chris Wong Vlogs. Welcome to Ocean Cay. Do me a favor and smash the thumbs up button if you liked that intro. I was trying to think of something quite creative and that was the best thing I could come up with. But a very good morning and welcome to the Bahamas. And right behind me is the brand new MSC World America. I have just spent the last 7 days on board the ship and today we are docked in Ocean Cay. This is the cruise line's private island. So the first thing a lot of you are probably wondering is this ship just as good as Royal Caribbean? Quite naturally, I've been comparing it to the likes of Royal Caribbean's Icon class and Oasis class. I'm going to say no. This ship is not on the same level as Icon or Oasis, but if I'm going to directly compare this to a Quantum class ship, I think this is just as good, if not maybe even slightly better. In terms of size comparison, it's actually probably around the same size as a Royal Caribbean Quantum class. I apologize, I'm going to be constantly, I think, taking off my sunglasses and putting it back on because my face is actually sweating and I can feel it sliding up and down my face. And I'm actually glad that I chose the MSC World America to be my first cruise line to try that was different from Royal Caribbean. It wasn't difficult for me to navigate my way around a different cruise line and I didn't feel overwhelmed at any point. In fact, within the first, I would say 2 hours of me stepping on board the ship, I felt like I had already got accustomed to the layout and just how MSC operates as a cruise line, because to be honest, it's kind of the same. The way the cruise is split up in sea days and port days, how the activities and events are all scheduled throughout the week, it was actually very, very similar. Using the MSC app is, again, almost identical to how Royal Caribbean's app works. It looks visually different, but it essentially does all the same things. So at no point did I feel lost or confused moving to MSC from Royal. And if any of my Royal Caribbean viewers are looking to try something new, I would highly recommend the MSC World America. But here are 5 things that I actually prefer on MSC versus Royal. Number 1 is the MSC White Party. Now this was actually a crazy event last night on the pool deck. I've never seen a party where the passengers were so fully engaged with the cruise staff. They were really getting involved and dancing and chanting and singing along. The vibe was actually so much fun. Royal Caribbean does do a white night, but I don't think they do a white party, at least not on the level that MSC did it. Number 2 is the pizza and burger complimentary fast food quick service. This will be a direct comparison to Sorrento's on Royal Caribbean. I personally loved pizza and burgers so much, I was eating there for lunch every single day. It's not necessarily that the food tasted better, but there was just more variety. Having the pizzas, the burgers, the chicken wings, the tenders, the massive selection of desserts, it just made the experience, I think, better to actually have a lunch meal there. Sorrento's on Royal Caribbean is more designed, I would say, as a snack. I wouldn't necessarily go there to have a lunch or dinner meal. Number 3 is the entertainment shows in the lounge. My God, they were fantastic. On day 1 of the cruise, I obviously took a direct comparison to the 270 venue on Royal's Quantum class of ships, but the shows on board MSC in the lounge were so good. I actually watched one of the shows twice. I went back to see it because I liked it that much, and I am stating right now, the Panorama Lounge, the shows in there on MSC World America is better than any show that I have seen in a 270 venue on board our Quantum class of ships. Number 4 is actually the safety drill on embarkation day. So what they do different on MSC is if you do not complete the safety drill, so go to your muster station, get checked in with your cruise card and then watch the safety video, your cruise card, they don't call it a sea pass on here, they call it a cruise card, will not be activated to make purchases until you watch the video. So this actually makes the passengers complete the safety drill on time, otherwise their cruise card is not going to work. And the 5th and final thing that I think is so much better on MSC compared to Royal is just the cost of the cruise. Believe it or not, a 7-day voyage on board this brand new ship in the fleet cost me a little over $700 US, and that also included my onboard gratuities, a fraction of the price if you are to go on Royal Caribbean's brand new ship. I do want to talk about the food options on board real quick as well, because there were some reviews that I saw before coming on board that MSC in general, compared to the other cruise lines, the food quality isn't the best. To a certain extent, I would agree with that. The food in the buffet, Il Mercato, it's called on here, on deck 18 and 19, I wasn't majorly impressed with it. For breakfast, it was consistently good, but then lunch and dinner service, I just thought was a bit average. I mean, there was a good variety of food, but it didn't really taste, I would say, that much better than what I would normally eat in the crew mess on some of the ships I've worked on. And the last thing I want to talk about during this sit down is, would I actually work on board MSC as a crew member? It's hard to say. I did walk through the casino a couple times during the voyage. I did have a look around just to see what the environment was like and if I could actually see myself being a casino host on board this ship. There wasn't really anything that stood out to me that made me think, oh yeah, this would be a great place for me to work, and oh, I wish I could be a crew member on here. But in general, just being on the ship, in the ship life environment, and just seeing, you know, fellow crew members and meeting crew members who knew who I was, yeah, sometimes it makes me miss that work life that I used to have and the crew member lifestyle. Anyways, I think I have waffled on enough for this intro. But not only is the ship beautiful, but look how blue the water is right now. And I'm just loving the vibes of the Bahamas. And it's sad to think that tomorrow I'm flying back home to the UK, where I know it is very, very cold right now. Oh, this just feels absolutely incredible. So for the rest of today's video, here is how my final day on board the MSC World America went down. My last breakfast of the cruise. Always a sad time. Expect something delicious. Pretty much everyone has decided to wake up early this morning so they can be the first ones off onto the island. And welcome to Ocean Cay. So for plate number one, I went for pancakes, mango, chocolate twist, and a plain bagel with smoked salmon. See, this is what I'm talking about. Just look how much more peaceful it is when you come upstairs in the Zen pool. Literally, I am the only one here. Well, at least on this side anyway. So bon appetit, and oh, you know what? Sometimes I just like a bit of chocolate milk. And plate number two, not quite a full English breakfast, but I had to get a morning coffee in. How you doing, my friend? Good. Good morning.
Good morning. You finished?
I'm finished. Thank you so much.
How about the coffee?
Coffee I'm still working on.
Okay.
Thank you so much, my friend. Oh yeah, 2 plates of breakfast will definitely do the job. Oh, this is really nice. Welcome to Ocean Cay. Oh, the weather is perfect. At 10 o'clock in the morning, this is the time to come out. From this angle, the ship actually looks huge. And what is this? Transfer to pavilion. Yeah, I really didn't do any research into what's on this island, so I'm just discovering it for the first time. Oh, this is lovely. So nice. The jet skis all lined up if you fancy doing that excursion. And they've got some, I have no idea what these are. They look like beach houses, but I don't think anybody actually lives on the island. It kind of gives me, is it just me, or does this kind of give you Key West vibes? I am thinking I want to head towards the main beach, but it's interesting for me because obviously when it comes to Perfect Day Coco Cay, I pretty much know every inch of that island and I'm so familiar with it. So me coming out onto here and just seeing things for the first time, and I'm just trying to navigate my way around the island. Yeah, this is actually a lot of fun. Oh yes, now this is what I've seen all over Instagram. The MSC Tower. Is it a lighthouse? I'm not too sure, but you have this incredible shot of the ship and this stretch of beach, which is where I think I'm gonna do the intro of today's video. Lots of great photo opportunities all over the island. This giant chair just reminds me of Labadee. If I can find my photo from a few years ago, I'll throw it in as well. Even after a massive breakfast, I guess it would be rude of me not to see how the buffet is. I definitely need one of these. I think this is lemonade. So very, very similar foods to the buffets that they have on Perfect Day Coco Cay. Your burgers, your fries, pastas, salads, lots of desserts and sandwiches as well. I went for a chicken sandwich, trying to be a little bit healthier. So I've had the chance now to actually sit down with some of my viewers who I met on board, and they've actually explained to me that for the longest time MSC was a cruise line more catered for the European clientele, and this is really the first time where they have tried to take on the US market, which is why MSC World America, for example, feels a lot like a Royal Caribbean ship, because they obviously took a lot of inspiration. And even they've told me that they have overall been much happier with the MSC World America compared to some of their experience that they've had in the past on their older ships. But just based on my experience from the World America, I'd be quite interested to try out a few more MSC ships to really get the feel of what the cruise line has to offer. I know there's a lot more world-class ships coming out in the future as well. The MSC World Asia, for example. I could definitely see myself on this class of ship sailing around Asia, going to places like Japan. And yes, they did confirm as well, on other ships, the food has been terrible. Like, so bad to the point that they even think maybe they don't want to cruise on MSC anymore. But they've told me that the food is dramatically improved on the World America, as it is catered now for the American clientele. But a massive difference between Ocean Cay and Perfect Day is there are no annoying seagulls here trying to steal the food. Yeah, Royal, you need to do something about that, because there are seagulls always everywhere in Coco Cay, whereas here, not one seagull trying to eat my lunch. This beach is actually really visually stunning. I mean, the sand is pure white. And now I'm actually really excited to see how the expansion is going to be a year from now, maybe a few years from now. This could really compete with Perfect Day Coco Cay. Home sweet home, at least for the next 12 hours at least. And this is what an MSC cruise card looks like. Here we go. Oh, doors are heavy. So let's do this. Very nice. Oh, so nice to come back to a clean room. Oh no, sad times. Departure information letter. And what's this? Oh, my shuttle ticket to the airport. Oh, okay. I feel so much better after a little rest and a shower. So right now I'm just taking one last final look at the World Galleria before I go home tomorrow. Just like the Royal Promenade on our Royal Caribbean ships, this is where you will find the majority of cruise venues. Guest services, future cruises, shore excursions, the shops on board, places to eat, access to the theatre, access to the casino. This really is quite spectacular to look at. And I don't know why, but it really does just make me feel like I'm in Las Vegas. I think it's the ceiling. It's really cool to have an LCD as you look up, and it's constantly changing every single day. So sometimes there's whales swimming by. Right now there's, I don't even know what those are, bubbles with pictures of a ship in it. But it's nice just to walk down, admire the surroundings, look at the shops. And this is what I mean when I say it's very similar to what you would expect on a Royal Caribbean ship, because everything is positioned in very similar locations. The theatre is on one end, access to the dining room is on the other. So for you to come on board MSC World America, you're not going to be disorientated, you're not going to feel overwhelmed in any way. In some ways, I felt like I already knew the ship. as soon as I stepped on board, just because everything just felt really familiar. And one last walk along the fake boardwalk. I shouldn't call it a fake boardwalk. Along the World Promenade, there is a Greek speciality restaurant here, which does look quite interesting. I have to agree with Ben and David because they said the decor makes them think of Mamma Mia. The Greek theming is very strong. It's a shame I never got a chance to eat in here. Maybe next time, Chris. So very soon I am going to start the process of packing my suitcase. I do need everything packed and outside my cabin before 10 p.m. tonight. But it is quite interesting for me because this voyage I've actually spent quite a lot of time really reflecting back over what I've experienced, what I've accomplished over the course of the last 10 to 12 years working on and off cruise ships. And I look at the shops here on board now and I see the shop staff and I think, man, I can't believe that's where it all started for me. And sometimes walking through the casino as well, I look around thinking, oh, could I see myself being a casino host here? Maybe, maybe not. I'm still in a very transitional phase in my cruise ship journey, if you will. I couldn't have imagined doing all of this when I first made a decision 12 years ago. Hey, you know what? I think I want to work on a cruise ship. And I feel very privileged that I'm in a position where I can share these stories and document my journey with an audience. It's amazing what you can actually accomplish when you just put your mind to something. So I just stumbled across a great view of the whole Ocean Cay island from the World Promenade, back of the ship. Look, there's the lifeboat where I started today's video. And here's how the island looks from above. Not quite as picturesque as Perfect Day Coco Cay, but it's getting... A very good morning, everybody. So it is now disembarkation day. It's currently nearly 8 AM. I did pay for the cruise shuttle service to the airport. So my meeting time is at 9:30 AM. Oh, don't forget that, Chris. You're going to need that to get off the ship. Thank you very much.
We understand. Enjoy your breakfast.
See you later, guys. See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Join us here up to number 11 has been cleared and
They
called. Thank you.
have already started calling the numbers. I am
Continuando con nuestro desembarque.
50. Yeah. Might be a little wait for the elevator, but I do still have time for one last breakfast before I head to the airport. Oh look, they even have the what's this? The disembarkation information. Let's do this one last time, shall we? Nice big MSC plate. That's upside down, Chris. There we go. And yes, this is happening. I know I just said I wasn't really that hungry, but you know, waffle, mango, chocolate croissant, fried egg, and chocolate milk. Ugh. If you know, you know. It's just so good. But look at this for a view. Hello, Miami. Good morning. Just sitting in my favorite spot on the ship one last time before heading to Miami International. Say what you want about MSC food on this ship. For breakfast in the buffet, it's just always good. It is a very, very hot day in Miami today, and it's about that time for me to head to my meeting point. Everyone that is doing an airport transfer has to meet here at the Panorama Lounge. Oh, but this is nice. They have some refreshments for us whilst we wait. I'm still fine from breakfast upstairs. And just like that, off the ship, heading into the terminal, through the tunnel. Goodbye, World America. And let's slowly make our way to the shuttle bus. Time to find my suitcase. Number 50 is here. I just need to find the suitcase with the green strap, and I found it. Hello, old friend. Good to see you again. So I want to wrap up today's video by saying a huge, massive thank you to MSC Cruise Line. I had an incredible week on board the MSC World America. I am pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed my first ever cruise that isn't a Royal Caribbean ship. And I'm so happy that I chose MSC World America to be that first experience for me. And it's given me a lot more confidence now to try a lot of other cruise lines. And the big reason for that is it was actually the people. I had no idea I was going to be recognized so much on another cruise line by both passengers and crew members. And just interacting with you guys and speaking to you, even for just like a couple minutes, honestly, it's given me all sorts of new inspiration. So I cannot wait for the next cruise adventure. It is already booked and will be happening very, very soon. It was also very nice for me to be back in Miami, just seeing everything again, the city, the airport. I'm having one of those moments again because I realized the last time I was here was actually when I signed off Icon of the Seas and completing that contract. I actually can't believe it's been nearly 2 years now since being on the Icon startup team, launching that ship to the world. Time seems to be going quicker and quicker as I get older and older. The years are just flying by. I hope you enjoyed my MSC Cruise series. I'm very proud of the videos I made and I cannot wait for the next adventure.
Easy come, easy go, will you let